Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to change the lower control arms for my 2009 Volkswagen Rabbit. This also applies for the Jetta and for the GTIs. So, it's a fairly simple job, just the bolts are a little bit hard to remove. There's 7 bolts in total. One that goes here, 1, 2, 3, 4 that goes here. I will show you under the car how they look like. 5, 6, and 7. This is for where the ball joint goes. It is recommended that if you do this kind of job, whether it's ball joints, tie rods, lower control arms, that you do an alignment right afterwards, because your car's alignment may be a little bit off once you change them. When you purchase these, they actually show you left and right. This one will be the left, has a little L right there, will be on the driver's side. And I will show you guys under the car where the bolts are. This is for the ball joint, 1, 2, and 3. There's this one. And these other 3 back here. Currently I'm going to go ahead and remove those bolts. And that's basically it. And I'll show you guys how it looks like. Alright. I want to show you guys 2 major bolts that you need to deal with. This one right here is an 18mm bolt. This one right here is also an 18mm, and the rest, these 2 and these 3, are 60mm. So you're gonna need either a socket or a wrench. I happen to have the socket. This is basically the socket that I use for my spark plug, so it works. So I'll be able to remove it. And once I remove these bolts, all this comes right off. I'm gonna show you guys what I use, because some of these bolts tend to be really hard, and also you don't want to strip it. So I usually use either the wrench or the socket, and I bought this rubber mallet. It gives me extra torque. That way you can break away at the bolt. It will be good practice to put some anti-seize on these bolts, because you never know what you might need to remove them again, and you want to make sure they're not as hard in the future. So I'm going to put a little bit of anti-seize on it, and all the bolts actually, and that's it. Okay, I'm currently on my last bolt. I'm about to remove this bolt right here, and this is going to fall off. So I'm gonna use my jack stand and put it right under so it doesn't hit my arm. So make sure you put something so it doesn't fall on you, and you'll be good. Otherwise it's going to hurt. Alright, I got all the bolts out, and this is about to come off. Like so. And you got yourself the lower control arm off the car. Now, basically the procedure is putting it back on the same way it was, with the bolts on and everything. So this is to be fairly easy. This is the old one. And here's the new one. Again, pretty much straightforward. Make sure you align it with all the ball joint. This, as you can see, this thing swivels. See, it moves. So you're gonna have to take your time until you get the right position. Push it this way, and there we go. Okay. We got most of the parts in place. The rest is just putting the bolts back on, and you're good to go. Okay, when putting the new arm back on, you want to first start putting the bolts on the ball joint. primarily because this thing moves back and forth. In order to align it to this spot and back there, you're gonna have to move this like so. See how it moves? It's going to move a lot, like that. And you want these bolts in place, otherwise you wouldn't be able to put the bolts back on because this thing will be twisted, and then you can actually ruin the thread. So make sure you put the bolts on the ball joint first. Other than that, all the other bolts go back in place the same way they were, and that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, there's something I have to show you guys when putting this arm back on, the new one. First, you want to put the ball joint bolts first. Otherwise, it'll be very hard to put it back on if you align those first. Second, you want to align these two back bolts, the little ones. See if I can zoom it in. These little ones. You want to align them first before you align the big one. Because otherwise, if you align the big one first, it's going to be very difficult to align these two. So, first, ball joint bolts. These two little ones back here. Then the big one. And lastly, the one that holds the arm. Right here. And then tie them to torque spec and you'll be good. So, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And like, subscribe, comment. I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can. Take care. I want to add one more thing, guys. I'm going to show it to you. I encountered. I'm on the right side, and in order to remove this bolt, this one right here, if you start pulling it out, it's going to start hitting the oil pan. Two things that you're going to need to do. First, you're going to have to use a jack and lift the engine a little bit. Not too much, maybe a couple of inches. Then you have to remove the oil pan in order for you to be able to remove this bolt. So if you're going to do the right side as well, make sure you change your oil as well. So do it at a time when you're going to have to change the oil, which is particularly what I'm going to do. I already ordered oil, so it will be here in a week. And I'm going to change the oil. I'm going to remove this. Well, first I'm going to remove this, remove the oil, of course. Remove this bolt. Place the right one. Once everything is in place, put the oil pan back on, put new oil in it. I may have to wait a day or two, you know, for the seal to actually completely seal around the oil pan. And yeah, but this is for the 2.5 engine. Now, for the 2-liter engine, this oil pan might be smaller, so it's quite possible you won't need it. You won't need to do that. But at least for the Jetta 2.5 and the Rabbit 2.5, you need to lift the engine a little bit with jack and remove the oil pan to remove this bolt. Just want to add that to the whole thing, so you guys know. Thank you.